Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man istanna bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. Inshallah ta'ala, this week we will go through this 20 ayah of Surah al-Imran, inshallah ta'ala, 20 or 19 ayahs, from ayah 121 to 139. We have done like the up to 120 last week, and we talked about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, especially about the Ahl Kitab and what their plan and everything. Now this part of the al-Imran, starting with 121, starts about the commentary of the Battle of Uhud. As we know that in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah have some indication of Battle of Badr. Allah said that Allah have given the win and everything. So in this surah, Allah gives some commentary, that some ayah about some beginning of the Battle of Uhud, and some things about after the Battle of Uhud, like what is the state of the mind of the Muslim after the Battle of Uhud and what was happening before. So as you know, in the Quran there is not like a storybook, like it's not like every ayah will be like starting from the beginning, like a story, what's happening, how the battle is beginning. No, it's just like few ayah that is revealed because of the Battle of Uhud. So we'll mention those ayah and we'll try to find some wisdom from there, inshallah ta'ala. So the first part of this ayah is all about Battle of Uhud, where Allah is saying, the first ayah Allah is saying that to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you left your family. Now family here means basically like his group or his people. So in the morning to the post to believers at the station of the Battle of Uhud. So this is basically this thing, the main thing of the Battle of Uhud. If you just want to refresh your mind in the Battle of Uhud, initially the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam want to fight from inside the Medina, because they know that the Quraysh are coming with a big number this time, more than the Battle of Badr. They were 1,000, now they are coming with 3,000, and most of the senior Sahaba and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself wanted to fight from inside the Medina. But some of the younger Sahaba, who is more enthusiastic, and just more zealous, they wanted to fight outside of the Medina, near the Battle of Uhud, and that's why Rasulullah said, because a lot of people are giving the opinions, so they agreed on that. They went to the Battle of Uhud, and Rasulullah put some people on the top of the mountain, and he said, stay here until even if you see that we are dead, the birds are eating our corpse, still don't come out until we call. So you stay here as I don't call you. Until I call you, stay in this station. But as you know, later on, the Sahaba who were over there, they had a misunderstanding. They thought the Muslims were winning, so they came down, and Khalid bin Walid attacked from the back, and the Muslim had a big loss in that battle. So this is the mentioning that the ayah starting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that he is like posting the people on the top of the mountain. The next one, when Allah is saying that when two parties among you were about to lose courage. So what is Allah talking about here? There are two small tribes. Now this time after Battle of Badr, the Islam spread in Medina, and a lot of small tribes also became Muslim now. So the Muslim was almost like 1,000 people. Out of this 1,000 people, there are two small groups. One is called Banu Harisa and one called Banu Salama. These two groups, they also came to battle, but they were confused what to do. When they heard that such a big group are coming, and also Allah didn't mention it here, but as you know from the story, from the Sirah, from the Hadith, that the Munafiqun, they were also there. 300 people were there, but they from the middle of the road they went back. They said, no, this is a open fight. Like we're gonna lose it. There's no point coming in fighting here. What he's doing, by him means what Prophet Muhammad is doing is not right. So they went back, and when they went back, so other people lost their motivation. And these two groups, they also have the same dilemma in their mind. What to do now? Should we fight or should we not fight? And they try to go back. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah put Allah became their wali in the ayah. Allah is saying that we became their ally or the wali, and Allah put in their heart the trust to the encouragement for fighting, and they stayed back. So these two groups, these two small tribes, later on they used to take pride that Allah mentioned as wali in the Quran. So if it's like a quiz question, who are the two tribes that Allah mentioned them as their wali? The Banu Haris and Banu Salama. And actually in the time of Rasulullah, they used to always take pride. Look, we are the tribe where Allah mentioned us in the book, and Allah became our wali, and we fight for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Allah is saying that in ayah number 1, I had already given you victory in the Battle of Badr. So this is the only place Allah mentioned the Badr by name in the Quran. There's another battle is mentioned by name in the Quran. Which one is that? There's two battles Allah mentioned in the Quran by name, Badr and Hunain. Excellent, good. Hunain, the Badr and Hunain. And there's another battle called Ahzab. There's a surah called Ahzab, but it is not there's a name of this battle of Khandaq basically, but Allah didn't mention, but the surah name is Ahzab. And Ahzab doesn't mean here the battle, but it's the meaning of the word. And also then Allah is saying, and Rasulullah, before the battle is Rasulullah giving a pep talk, to all the Sahaba. And Rasulullah telling them, look, isn't it enough that Allah give you, 3,000 angels? Because the angels came to in battle of Badr and helped them. So Rasulullah saying, even this battle also, Allah will send 3,000 angels and Allah will help us, inshallah ta'ala. Then Allah is confirming that pep talk of Rasulullah. Allah is saying, yes, definitely I will send. If you have patience, if you have sabr, sabaru at-taqaw, means if you have taqwa and sabr, not 3,000, I will give you 5,000 angels. But the condition is, you have to have sabr and you have to have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah is saying, I will enforce you with 5,000 angels. And then Allah is saying that, Allah, it is a good tidings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all the victories come from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also he said, if he wanted, he can cut down, meaning he can cut down means reduce the number of disbelievers. They will be lose, if the believers have taqwa and sabr, they will lose the battle and they will turn back to Makkah. So that's what Allah giving, like this is just the beginning of the battle, Rasulullah trying to giving them the motivation, the encouragement to fight, then and Allah's help is coming. And Allah is also confirming that yes, I will help you as long as you have sabr and taqwa. Now the next few ayah is Allah is saying here that this is actually this ayah now, because in Quran everything is not sequential. This ayah is in the middle of the battle, you can say. In the middle of the battle, where Rasulullah was attacked, he was hit by the arrow on the right side of his jaw, and he was bleeding. He lost one of his teeth, and he was hit such a hard way. Some of the narration says he felt conscious, and people actually have a rumor that Rasulullah has passed away. So when this was happening, so Rasulullah himself said that how can Allah guide a nation where the people of the nation hitting their prophet like this? So this is what he mentioned. So he obviously, he is getting hit, and Quraysh is after him all the time and everything. So Rasulullah have just expressed his anger in such a way that how can Allah guide these people who are dealing with the prophet like this way? Allah right way, corrected Rasulullah that you don't have the authority to talk like this. This is not a rebuke to Rasulullah. When in the Quran few times Allah corrected Rasulullah, because at the end he is a human and he is the Rasul of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has his maqam, he is the best creation, but still he is Rasul. And he is the makhluk of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is the khaliq. So Allah has the right to talk to Rasulullah in this way, because he has the power of all everything. So Allah is saying, this is not you who's going to decide whether they are going to be forgiven or not. So Allah is talking about those people, the Quraysh, they are fighting. Because Allah knows in future, maybe some of these people Allah will forgive them and they will be guided. And if you think, who were the leader of the Battle of Uhud? It was Abu Sufyan. And also the Khalid bin Walid, who made the main attack at the end. He killed like almost 70 great Sahaba in this battle. Both of them guided to the Islam in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In only few years time, both of them become Muslims. So Allah is saying, no, it is not you who decide who is Allah forgiving or not. It is Allah who will decide. And so Allah is whatever belongs to the heavens and the earth. And Allah is just expressing His majesty that whatever belongs to the heaven and the earth, it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He forgives whom He wills. So it is Allah's wish whom He forgives, and He punishes whom He wills to punishes. And Allah is forgiving and merciful. Now this ayah is about the some personal motivation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah is saying to Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, and Allah talking about riba here. Now if you read the Quran, you will see in the battle of Uhud, the description is going, the context is battle of Uhud. Why Allah talking about riba all of a sudden here? The last time we heard about riba in which surah? Which surah is riba? Surah al-Baqarah. Where? In the middle, in the beginning, in the end?
Last.
In the last. How many ayah? About the battle of, about the riba?
9.
About 7 ayah. 7 ayah, Allah said about a very strong ayah that in the last, almost last 7 ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah is about riba. Allah talking again about riba here. And the tafsir, the scholar of the tafsir says, why Allah talk riba just in the middle of Battle of Uhud? Because there will be some ayah coming after that also Battle of Uhud. So we are talking about Battle of Uhud in the beginning, in the middle, and ayah in the middle, Allah is talking about riba, because some scholars say, especially Ibn al-Qayyim, he said, because riba means what? That it is something that when you spend your money, one big part of your life, even that time and now, we spend our life, our time to earn money. it is a necessary thing. Some people earn less money, some people earn more money, and with this money we can either spend for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or we use the money to make more money. So Allah is saying, if your state of the heart has something that you want to get riba, you want to make double the money and everything, then you don't have the taqwa to come and fight here. So Allah is basically telling the status of a heart. And some scholars also say that because this is the second battle of the people of the Muslim people, this is the second largest battle after Battle of Badr, and they are now know the ruling of Ghanima. That after the battle they will have a lot of money, lot of the cattle and everything, lot of swords and armors and everything. So people, they're thinking that they will be getting rich. So jihad is at that time also becoming the second thing. It's not only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course the niyyah is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but after the battle they will have the ghanima, they will become rich. And we know that every battle the Muslim is going, they're getting richer and richer and richer. Because Allah giving them all this ghanima and everything. So just to make them firm, that look, you're getting money, very soon you will be rich and everything, but make sure you don't eat riba, because riba will destroy you. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, and fear the fire, wattaqun nar.
Battle of Uhud did not have any ghanima, because fought near Medina, the Quraysh came.
No, the ghanima is still there, because after Battle of Badr, when they had the captive, that time Allah revealed the initial rule of ghanima. Because the Battle of the Badr, we know that a lot of captive was there, and Rasulullah was thinking what to do. And as a ransom also, he told them, Abu Bakr and Rasulullah both have decided, they're going to teach, the Arabic language and the Quran, whoever know how to read and write, and this is their ransom. Also, some people give and give ransom, like his own uncle Al-Abbas, he was in the Battle of Badr, he came and he gave money. He gave almost 4,000 dirham, it's mentioned that he gave. So the money is coming, the ransom or everything, money is already coming. And because the initial part of Uhud, Muslims were winning, as you all know. That's why the people on the Uhud, they came down. Why did they came down? Why did they disobey Rasulullah? Because they can see from the top that all the Quraysh is running away. They left everything, their women, their children, their cattle, they're running away. And Muslims are winning. And that's why they said this is the end of the battle. So why you are waiting here? That was the confusion. They came down, and it is not their greed, but they know that now it's a winning game. They will come and they'll collect the things. So that's why Allah giving the thing. And also the riba here, if you remember the ayah about the Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah said, "Wattaqa yawma," meaning fear a day of judgment. And Allah say put a scene of day of judgment. People who take riba, that the angels will come, give a weapon to their hand, and they will declare war against Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Here Allah is saying, don't fear the day of judgment. Here Allah is saying, fear the hellfire. So now it's more stronger, more harsher the ayah. Before it was Allah saying, fear, protect yourself from the day, the last day. Here Allah is saying, protect yourself from the fire, and also that has been prepared for al-kafirun. So Allah is saying the same way that people who are dealing with riba, at the end result will be, they will be considered as kafirun, as disbeliever, and they will be in the hellfire. And then Allah is saying, atiullah wa atiur rasul, follow Allah and follow His messenger. So these three ayah basically just to change their mind, make their mind straight that when the wealth is coming, don't think that you can use riba and make it like double and triple and like this. Now the last part for today, these few ayahs from 133, these are the very famous ayah of Surah al-Imran. Allah is saying here, wasari'ul ilal maghfiratin min rabbikum, jannatin abduhus samawati wal ard. Allah is saying, this is actually a psychology of the, not psychology, basically a main philosophy of the Muslim life. Here Allah is saying for a believer, there should be two goals. The main two goals for everybody's life is getting the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we all know, with our amal, with our salah, with our fasting, with our hajj, with our umrah, we cannot go to Jannah. As you all know the mention in the hadith, we can only go to Jannah when Allah forgives us. Because our deeds is not enough to go ourselves, make ourselves capable to enter into the Jannah. It's Allah's maghfirah, and then our main goal is to go to Jannah. So this is our main goal. So Allah is saying hasten, make rush as soon as you get something too good to do the Jannah. And then Allah describing some people who will be going to the Jannah, who are rushing for the good deeds. What are they? They say who spend during the time of ease and hardship. Very important thing. Not spending only money. Anything you spend when you are in ease, when you have good time, also when you have bad times. So these are the people. Also, they restrain their anger. or qazimin. Qazi means here, they have anger. In Arabic language, qazi means like if you see the red nose, when people get angry, their nose become red. We say in English language, I'm up to here, I'm up to this level, I'm so angry now. So qazi means that the red nose is red, but still it's not out. So Allah is saying people who have anger inside, this anger is a part of human character. It will happen, but they restrain their anger. They don't express it. These are the people who will imagine Allah is talking about Allah's maghfirah and Jannah. And Allah giving the second quality that you have to have control on your anger. And then Allah is saying, and pardon the people, and forgive linnas, not pardon your brothers, not pardon Muslim, not pardon mu'min. Allah said, pardon the people, including everybody. Like, could be a non-Muslim, could be a kafir, could be a Christian, could be a Muslim, whatever. So he has the intention to pardon everybody, and Allah loves the doers of good. So Allah loves people who do good deeds. And then Allah saying, among these people who commit immortality, or so Allah saying, these people also can make mistake, fasha. Allah is saying, they can do some immorality. But the quality of that, as soon as they make a mistake, make a sin, they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seek for forgiveness. And without, everybody, nobody is perfect. So when this kind of people, they're making a sin, out of ignorance or out of their anger or anything, but they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallah, I made a mistake. I seek Allah's forgiveness. So as soon as they do that, Allah is saying, who can forgive rather than Allah? Allah is the most forgiving. Allah is Ghafurur Rahim. And then Allah is saying, their rewards is the forgiveness of Allah. So Allah started with the ayah of Jannah, the ayah started with the Jannah. At the beginning, end, Allah is saying, yes, they will be people, they will receive the forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will go to the Jannah where the tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, the river will flow. And also Allah Himself is saying, what a great reward. So it's not like, Allah giving the reward to us, to the people of these people, Jannah, and Allah Himself is saying, it is a beautiful ni'mah. Whenever you heard the word ni'mah in the Quran, ni'mah means it's such a great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah expressing His feelings, that it is Himself is saying that, it is a beautiful, a glorified reward for these people. And at the end, Allah is saying that, these are the people who do good deeds. So, it's not like, as we all know that, if you just have intention in your mind, that's not enough. If your belief is not enough, so it has to be people of, amilin. Amilin means from amal. You know what is amal means? Amal means to do good deeds. So people who are amal, they are the one, they will have this kind of reward and also the quality to go to Jannah, inshallah ta'ala. And the last few ayah for today, that Allah is saying that this kind of message, this kind of rewards and everything Allah has given to the previous people. But some of the group of the people, they heard these talks, they had the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they didn't listen to it, and Allah destroyed them. So that is because they didn't listen to the ayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is saying the Quran is a clear statement for the people and the guidance and instruction for those who are cautious of Allah. So Allah is saying that this is in the Quran. All we are reading through the Quran, and this is the bayan. Bayan means the clear proof of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything is stated here, and this is the guiding it. And so do not weaken and do not grieve. So Allah is talking to the Muslim, because these ayahs are, as I said, almost the post Uhud now. So Allah is telling the Sahaba, telling the Rasulullah, do not feel weak, do not feel sad, because if you are mu'min, you will be in supersede. You will be in the superior level, in kuntum sadiqin, in kuntum mu'minin. As long as you are a true believer, that your state will be top of everybody. But in the current state, as a scholar mentioned in this ayah, that because in the current state we are not have the quality of a true mu'min, and we don't have the unity among us and everything. So the ummah is getting humiliation from different angle. But as you know the story of the Sahaba, after Battle of Uhud, although they had a defeat, but they never stopped after Battle of Uhud. One after one, they win, and the number of people increased, and they they conquered the land, spread the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they were following the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah. And this is the condition, the one condition they say, you have to be true believer to get the win, and that's what they were following. So inshallah ta'ala we'll finish it here. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka.